Section 2 of The Art of Cookery Made Plain and Easy by Hannah Glasse. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. The Editor's Preface. The art of cookery, like all other arts, is subject to the variations of fashion and the improvements of taste. Therefore, notwithstanding the just claim of Mrs. Glasse's book on that subject to the approbation of the public, yet it was apprehended that a careful revisal might render this new edition of her work still more acceptable and more useful. How far the editor has succeeded, the public will determine, but to enable them to judge of his performance, it will be necessary to give a sketch of the improvements and alterations. On a careful perusal of the last edition, the editor noted the deficiencies in many receipts, which he hath supplied by adding what was wanting, and rectifying what appeared to be wrong in the compositions, either as to quantity or quality. In the chapter on roasting and boiling, he hath made several necessary alterations in point of time, in performing those operations of the culinary art, and given his directions in as plain, clear, and comprehensive a manner as possible, that the learner may not be at a loss how to proceed. He hath also made many alterations and improvements in the chapter on made dishes. In that on soups and broths, finding room for correction, he hath made such amendments and alterations as were requisite, and introduced several new ones. The chapters on pies and for Lent have also received the necessary additions and corrections. As to the directions for the sick, the editor hath not presumed to make any alteration. The author appears to be the best judge of the directions she lays down in this department of her book. He hath, however, expunged her directions for dressing turtle, both real and mock, and inserted directions adopted to the method he hath constantly and successfully practised for many years, and which, he is perfectly convinced, will answer the expectation of the reader. In the course of the corrections, alterations, and additions made in the work, the editor hath endeavoured to be as concise but as intelligible as possible. He hath not laid down any rules, or inserted any receipts, which are not warranted by experience in a course of practice for many years, and hopes he has finished his undertaking as a good cook, which will sufficiently apologise for every defect of language as a good writer. The first has always been his profession. To the latter he makes no pretensions. End of section 2.